Hi, this is Ivey, the fulfillment artist. And in this video, I'm going to teach you why we repeat the same patterns in life. Repeating the same patterns is something that's always fascinated me. And it's so interesting. You know when you have the same arguments with the same person? Or you keep changing jobs and you still attract that same type of person, or you keep attracting the same types of relationships, or you keep getting screwed over in the same way, or you keep making lots of money and losing a lot of money. Like, why the F does this happen? Like, why do we keep doing the same things when we know it's not good for us, and we just feel that like life is hopeless and it's always this way, right? And then we make generalized statements like that. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've experienced some sort of pattern in your life. So now it's time to uncover, okay, let's actually explain a little bit about what's going on here. So, the first thing that happens is there is an emotional event. Okay, so if you go back in your life to your childhood, right, some sort of emotional events will have happened, right? So whether there is someone shouting at you saying you're fat, whether it could be raped, whether it could be like just beaten, it could be being like emotionally abused, it could be someone cheating on you and breaking up with you. Like any event that is outside of our original comfort zone can be considered this like emotional event or trauma or whatever it is, right? So this is the first thing that happens. So we've got this emotional event. Then what happens is we make a key decision. So for example, let's say you're going out with someone and they cheat on you, right? And let's say you're a girl and it's a guy that cheats on you. So what happens is your key decision is men cannot be trusted. That's what you made that mean. Okay, so that will be the pattern that you will be repeating. Okay, so the key decision, okay, men can't be trusted. Right, so that can be one. Another example is you may do the opposite. So let's say your father didn't love you or wasn't there for you. You may say, I never want to be like that. That's your key decision. I never want to be like that. So what happens is in your life, you'll make sure that you give everything and that you love this person so much. And what happens is that you may have a child and you may squander that child and love that child so much and just smother it because you never want to do what was previously done, right? So this is the pattern that you're repeating. So after we've made this key decision, what happens is it is accepted unconsciously and it becomes the habitual pattern. So let me explain a little bit about what's going on here. So the best way to explain this is to use the sort of survival caveman idea, okay? So our brain is built for survival. So unconsciously, if something bad has happened to you, you will make sure to avoid any circumstances like that. So let's use a caveman example. Let's say you see a friend eat a plant and he dies. Don't eat the plant. Right, now why are we programmed like this? Because otherwise we would have died out a long time ago. So our brains got clever enough that if we see something wrong, we are not doing that. Right? So we're hardwired to start avoiding things and getting distant. What happens is when you're younger, you're open to everything. And as you start experiencing the world, often we close up, and then we become really tiny and like really scared of everything. So instead, we understand that like that plant's bad, right? But if we're not aware of it and we don't sort of question the way we think, that becomes this habitual pattern of, okay, never doing that again, never doing that. We make generalized statements to keep ourselves safe. So then the table is formed. So the table is some circumstances happen, and let's say, I don't know, you've gone through your life and your teacher, who's a woman, shouted at you, and now you think that all women are mean. Okay, so this is the first leg of the table, right? Next is you're walking down the street and you see a girl shouting at a guy and you're like, oh, how could she do that? Women are so mean. And you get another leg to your table. Then what happens is you're going along, you see two people talking, and then you can see like the guy's getting annoyed and you're like, oh, I bet that woman is being so mean to her. Even though the guy's annoyed, you're going, oh, I bet that woman's being so mean to her, to him. And then you put that as another leg. And what happens is we get so many legs on our table, and then this table is formed, and we're just like, no, this is how it is. I'm telling you now, always, no matter what's going on, women are always mean. Even if they're nice to you, they're doing it for a mean reason. You wait, right? And there are people like this. Like, I'm sure you know someone like that who has this generalized statement about what people are like. So that's what happens is this table has formed. So, why the table stays? Okay, so now what's happened is you form this table And now, no matter what anyone says, the table stays. Even if you show someone that's really nice, really mean, really nice to this person that thinks everyone's mean, they're like, ah, that's an exception. That person's special. It's different. And they make up excuses for the people, even though it's in direct contrast to their belief. They'll make excuses for that because they don't want to question their own belief. And then they get defensive that, no, you don't understand what I've been through. And then what they do is now it's an identity kind of thing, because then it's part of their identity. It's who they are. They've always been like this. They can't question who they are. No, people always mean to them. They've always been a victim. You can't take that away. And then people get more defensive and more rooted and they never want to change. Right? So if you're watching this video, I've got a couple of questions here that I wanted to ask you, just to help you become more aware and hopefully to break some of these patterns. So number one, what patterns have you been repeating in your life? Number two, where do you think they come from? Number three, do you want to keep these patterns or remove them? So you've got three questions there, right? So pause the video, write them down and write your answers. And now what you're going to do is you're going to find someone to be able to help you remove those patterns. Okay, you can do it yourself just by questioning and saying, this is just utterly stupid. Why would I think that? And you can break the pattern yourself, right? Change happens in an instant, or work with someone that can help you to eradicate them. Right, but in essence, I hope you understand why patterns form, and you can maybe see in your life now, like, what are the patterns that are repeating? Like, interesting. And look back and really think back. I'm telling you now, it'd be a really, really interesting exercise for you. So I recommend pausing the video, really doing this, and I hope you can find your own patterns, eliminate them, and then create some awesome patterns to give you a phenomenal life, as opposed to the survival life that we were programmed for as a human being. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.